hour on VTV News. Party chief calls for tech self-reliance in Vietnam's digital transformation journey. And later on, a Prime Minister's trip set to deepen Vietnam's relations with key partners. And in world news, U.S. to remove Cuba from list of state sponsors of terrorism.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, VTV News starts right now.
Good morning. It is now 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. I'm Phie with the latest updates. Now, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm on Wednesday afternoon had a phone call with General Secretary and President of China, Xi Jinping, on the 75th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations between the two countries, January the 18th, 1950 to January the 18th of 2025, and a preparation for the traditional Lunar New Year. The two leaders highly appreciated the significance of the phone call, which is an important and very good start to the Vietnam-China Year of Humanitarian Exchange. The two general secretaries exchanged New Year greetings, wishing that the cause of building socialism in each country would achieve even greater achievements. Previously, on the same day, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm attended the 6th National Forum on Developing Vietnamese Digital Technology Enterprises. The event's theme was Mastering Digital Technology, Mastering Vietnam's Digital Transformation Process by Vietnamese Enterprises. More of this to follow.
In his speech at the forum, the Party General Secretary outlined strategic priorities for national digital advancement, emphasizing that self-reliance and technological autonomy in developing strategic industries, particularly artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and cloud computing, must be at the core of the process. He also emphasized the importance of investing in digital infrastructure to enhance national connectivity, drive socioeconomic growth, and attract global high-tech talents. The Party General Secretary hailed the relentless efforts and achievements of Vietnam's digital technology firms, which have created innovative products and solutions applied to various fields from manufacturing to services, helping fuel national digital transformation, improve growth quality, and improve people's living standards.
Vietnamese digital technology enterprises need greater unity, determination, and stronger aspirations. Each business has an opportunity and a responsibility to contribute to realizing the ambitious goals set by the party and the state in Resolution Number 57.
At the forum, the party chief presented awards to pioneering Vietnamese digital technology enterprises, particularly those instrumental in advancing the Politburo's Resolution 57. He also attended the 2024 Make in Vietnam Digital Technology Product Award ceremony, honoring outstanding products embodying Vietnamese innovation and ingenuity. Before the forum, the Party General Secretary attended the groundbreaking ceremony for the upgrading and construction of the Westlake Guesthouse Complex in Hanoi, which will serve significant domestic and international political events.
Now, Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Vladimirovich Mishustin recently concluded his two-day official visit to Vietnam. Receiving the Russian Prime Minister on Wednesday, State President Nguyen said that Vietnam consistently pursues an independent, self-reliant, multilateral, and diversified foreign policy, with Russia being one of its top priorities. The two sides also agreed to promote cultural cooperation and people-to-people exchanges, and to jointly organize activities to celebrate the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations. Russian Prime Minister presented the Friendship Medal of the Russian Federation to Vietnamese State President, as well as to other leaders and former leaders of the Ministry of National Defense and the Vietnam-Russia Tropical Center. Now, previously on Tuesday morning, Vietnamese and Russian prime ministers attended the Vietnam-Russia high-level business dialogue, joined by nearly 100 major businesses from both countries. During the dialogue, the leaders and business representatives discussed solutions to overcome challenges and strengthen cooperation across various sectors. Prime Minister Pham called on government ministries, industries, and enterprises from both nations to proactively address existing obstacles and expand investments. Prime Minister Mishustin affirmed Russia's commitment to creating favorable conditions for Vietnamese businesses to prosper in Russia. He underscored the importance of enhancing logistic infrastructure, fostering a positive business environment, and developing strategic cooperative projects between the two countries. Continuing with Prime Minister Pham activities, the government senior leader on Wednesday presided over a meeting on a nuclear power plant construction in Hanoi. This is also the committee's first meeting. Its tasks include supervising progress, proposing solutions to address obstacles during its construction, and directing necessary amendments to relevant laws to ensure the development of nuclear power while maintaining quality, safety, security, and effectiveness. The Prime Minister outlined the goal to complete the Ninh Thuận nuclear power plant within 5 years, setting out a clear roadmap for each year with the target of having a nuclear power plant operation by 2030 to mark the 100th founding anniversary of the party. Presided over by National Assembly Chair Trần Thanh Mẫn on Wednesday afternoon, the National Assembly Standing Committee held a meeting to review several key issues. More to follow.
According to the National Assembly Standing Committee, 6 draft laws will be added to the lawmaking program for 2025. The Law on Organization of the Government, amended. The Law on Organization of Local Administrations, amended. And the Law on Organization of the National Assembly will be reviewed and approved following a single meeting procedure at the National Assembly's 9th extraordinary session in February. Amendments and supplements to several articles of legislation on the economical and efficient use of energy will be submitted to the National Assembly for comments and approval at the 9th regular session in May. The deputies will also discuss the law concerning temporary detention, custody, and prohibition from leaving a place of residence, as well as the amendments to legislation governing executing criminal judgments at the 9th session.
We must discuss the energy law in a single sitting at the 9th session. However, we must carefully review and assess the impact of nuclear energy. We should not rush the legal drafting process.
The National Assembly Standing Committee unanimously passed a resolution on the establishment of wards in Phie Township and the establishment of Phie City in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province.
Prime Minister Pham, his spouse, and a high-ranking Vietnamese delegation departed Hanoi on Wednesday afternoon for official visits to Poland and the Czech Republic, attendance at the 55th World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, and bilateral meetings in Switzerland. This trip is significant as it will contribute to deepening Vietnam's relations with its traditional and friendly partners.
2025 marks the 75th anniversary of Vietnam's diplomatic ties with Poland and the Czech Republic. As traditional friends, these two countries have consistently supported Vietnam throughout its struggles for national independence, reunification, and its current development. They are among Vietnam's leading trade partners in Central and Eastern Europe, while Vietnam is their largest trade partner in ASEAN. Cooperation between the nations continues to be strengthened and expanded across multiple fields.
Prime Minister Pham and the leaders of Poland and the Czech Republic will review the partnership's significant achievements and outline major directions to elevate cooperation to new heights. The leaders of the countries will also discuss measures to strengthen political trust and enhance the strategic depth of collaborative efforts. Additionally, they aim to drive breakthroughs in potential and critical sectors such as defense, security, innovation, information technology, digital transformation, and green transition.
Amid global and regional challenges, Prime Minister Pham Minh's visit represents an effort to deepen relations and foster mutual support in international forums.
Prime Minister Pham Minh's visit to Poland and the Czech Republic consistently implements Vietnam's foreign policy, deepening relations with traditional friends. It conveys the country's determination and aspirations as it enters a new era of development.
Coming up next, positive changes in traffic compliance following implementation of Decree 168. And famous travel guide Lonely Planet picks out Hanoi among 10 dream trips in Asia.
When it comes to business, it's crucial to choose a smart location with global impact. And Vietnam might just be the location for you. Connect worldwide to advanced logistics networks. Smart hub for technology and innovation. A dynamic business ecosystem. An environment with a competitive edge.
Welcome back to VTV News. Vietnam ranks 7th among 93 coconut cultivating countries and territories, with approximately 200,000 hectares of active production. However, the entire sector faces a critical challenge due to a shortage of raw materials. Most fresh coconuts are exported without domestic processing.
This factory previously operated 6 production lines simultaneously, but now only 1 remains active. Following the lead of major regional exporters, companies are calling for heavy taxation on raw coconut exports to protect the domestic processing sector.
Imposing taxes and creating jobs, thereby forming an efficient supply chain, are necessary solutions. I propose that the government develop solutions to retain local resources, then apply technology to produce products with higher value.
The global decline in coconut production has exacerbated scarcity and driven up raw material costs. In response, countries have adopted production protection policies.
To manage product quality, it is necessary to build an efficient supply chain. Authorities must strictly manage the quality of raw material areas.
Favorable market conditions in China and the United States have driven coconut prices higher. This trend encourages Vietnam to revitalize its coconut cultivation areas.
Policies should focus on expanding coconut plantation areas and guiding farmers to grow coconuts that meet specific purposes and production requirements.
Without decisive action to secure raw materials and ensure fair profit sharing, Vietnam risks becoming dependent on imported materials for its coconut products. This dependency could threaten the sector's sustainable growth and long-term viability.
Garlic grown in the Lý Sơn Island district of Quảng Ngãi province is renowned for its distinctive flavor and nutritional value. Garlic farmers in Lý Sơn are optimistic this year as productivity and prices have risen compared to last year's period, with output remaining stable. More to follow.
In the vibrant spring of 2025, the flag-raising ceremony marked the new year atop HighLevel Mountain in the Lý Sơn Island district. This tradition reflects the hopes of local growers for a successful garlic harvest after a year of hard work.
Lý Sơn garlic is sold domestically and exported internationally, giving farmers confidence and motivation.
In 2024, Lý Sơn garlic production reached nearly 2,600 tons, an increase of 800 tons year on year. Farmers are thrilled as garlic prices have risen by 15% due to strong market demand and are projected to earn a profit of $5,900 to $7,000 USD per hectare.
Lý Sơn growers are enthusiastic about their products. I believe that Lý Sân's agriculture will thrive and become more impactful.
For New Year 2025, over 80,000 gifts were delivered to the islanders, boosting the festive spirit and encouraging them to develop the local brand further and promote Vietnamese cuisine globally.
Decree 168 took effect on January the 1st, imposing stricter fines against certain traffic violations. Now, despite criticism labeling the increased fines as exploitation or unfair burdening of citizens, the visible transformation on the streets tells a different story. The public's compliance with traffic laws has significantly improved, as observed in the 2 weeks since its enforcement.
At the Trần Duy Hưng Hoàng Đạo Thuy intersection in Hanoi during rush hours, the previously chaotic sight of motorbikes mounting sidewalks has vanished. Pedestrians and vehicles strictly obey traffic signals.
People's driving habits have changed a lot. No more mounting sidewalks or running red lights.
This intersection used to be extremely congested, but the decree has partly changed it. Traffic compliance has got better.
I stop at red lights way earlier than I'm supposed to because I feel safer doing so.
The Traffic Police Department assessed that the increased penalties have generated positive mindset changes among the public regarding traffic compliance. Traffic safety management ostensibly aims not to raise state revenue, but to encourage road users to adopt greater awareness and respect for road traffic laws.
Decree 168 has markedly improved traffic law compliance and significantly reduced traffic violations, including running red lights, going in the wrong direction, and mounting sidewalks. The clearest evidence can be seen at intersections across metropolitan cities such as Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, where traffic has regained order.
Citizens must adhere to traffic law. When they do, it's like a cluttered crowd beginning to stand in queues. It's natural for any change to take time.
In the first 15 days of its implementation, Vietnam recorded 681 traffic accidents nationwide, resulting in 365 deaths and 453 injuries, a significant decrease compared to the same period last year. A reduction in traffic accidents is also recorded across all 3 key metrics: number of accidents, fatalities, and injuries.
Significant findings related to the northeastern wall of the Asian capital of Hoa have been uncovered during an emergency excavation in Tân Hoa Village, Trường Yên Commune, Hoa City. The excavation site is located on a plot of land identified as part of the northeastern wall of Hoa Citadel. The excavation revealed important remnants of the wall structure. Specifically, the base, buried 3.46 meters deep, was reinforced with thin wooden planks and deeply embedded stakes, forming a foundation wrapped in the weak soil. 2 types of bricks were discovered: gray bricks from the 8th to 9th centuries, and red bricks inscribed with the citadel fortress marking from the 10th century. These findings underscore the need to include the northeastern wall and its related sites in the master plan for the special national monument of Hoa Asian capital. World-renowned travel guide Lonely Planet recently revealed its list of 10 dream trips in Asia this year, with Hanoi and the surrounding areas making the cut. The Vietnamese representative offers visitors a journey into the millennium-old capital full of Asian pagodas. Lonely Planet suggested that travelers should experience a 10-day adventure in the capital, including spending at least 2 days wandering around its various temples and museums and stopping by President Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. The travel guide also briefly introduced Ha Giang Province, the imperial city of Phie, and the colorful merchant warehouses of Hội An in central Vietnam. Moving on to other news, in 2024, tourism and services remain the dominant economic sector in Con Đảo District, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, accounting for over 90% of the district's economic structure. Building on the strength, Con Đảo District aims to attract 600,000 visitors in 2025.
Con Đảo, the only island district of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, features a diverse ecosystem, beautiful beaches, and historical sites like the Hangdung Cemetery and Kondao Prison, which are national monuments. It is also known for its unique and meaningful festivals.
Kondao is absolutely wonderful, with its enchanting atmosphere, natural environment, fertile land, and spiritual heritage.
Kondao District has recently strengthened its tourism sector by promoting local attractions, hosting cultural and sports events for residents and tourists, and conducting 6 training courses to enhance the skills of tourism and cultural staff.
Kondao is the first place we are focusing on to achieve goals related to reducing CO2 emissions, plastic waste, and protecting the ecosystem and environment.
I hope local residents continue preserving this area's green, clean, and beautiful environment. Moreover, I hope tourists will bring eco-friendly, sustainable products and support the circular economy, helping maintain the area's cleanliness and beauty.
Kondao District currently offers 146 accommodation facilities with over 2,900 rooms, providing daily capacity for more than 7,600 guests.
Given Kondao's potential and advantages, the province consistently prioritizes its development, focusing on the circular economy project and implementing special policies to establish Kondao as a renowned tourist destination in both the province and the region.
With its unique natural landscapes and warm hospitality, Kondao aims to attract nearly 600,000 visitors in 2025, including about 25,600 international tourists.
Coming up next in the world news, U.S. to remove Cuba from lists of state sponsors of terrorism. And later on, mixed reactions in South Korea over impeached president's arrest. U.S. President Joe Biden has decided to remove Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. In a statement, the White House clarified that the decision followed a thorough review by the administration, which found no evidence of Cuba supporting international terrorism. Additionally, the Biden administration signed a national security memorandum revising policies on financial transactions between certain individuals and organizations in Cuba and the U.S. This replaces a 2017 sanction, effectively lifting restrictions for some Cuban entities to conduct financial dealings with their U.S. counterparts. The Cuban government praised President Biden's sanction rollback as a step in the right direction, but cautioned that the measures might be too little, too late, and remain vulnerable to reversal by the future U.S. administrations. The arrest of South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol by the Corruption Investigation Office for High-Ranking Officials, or CIO, has drawn mixed opinions from politicians and the public alike. Lawmakers from the ruling People Power Party condemned the detention as unlawful and vowed to hold the CIO leadership accountable under the law. Conversely, leaders of the main opposition Democratic Party argued that the detention marks the first step toward restoring constitutional order, democracy, and the rule of law in South Korea. Public opinion was divided, with some opposing the arrest and others supporting the decision against the impeached president. Eight people have died in a suspected outbreak of Marburg virus disease in Tanzania's northwestern region of Kagera, the World Health Organization WHO reported. The cases presented with similar symptoms of high fever, body weakness, and external hemorrhage, with a fatality ratio of up to 88%. In a statement released Tuesday, the WHO warned that the risk of further spread of the disease in Tanzania and the African region is high. It's also expected further cases in the coming days as disease surveillance improves. However, it did not recommend restrictions on travel and trade with Tanzania. Chinese social media app RedNote has gained great attention after more than 500,000 TikTok users recently joined the platform in response to a likely imminent ban on the short video app in the US. According to estimates from the app data research firm Sensor Tower, downloads of RedNote in the US were up to more than 200% year-over-year this week, and 194% from the week prior. More to follow.
Veteran Chinese users welcomed their American counterparts and swapped notes with them on topics like food and youth unemployment. Such impromptu cultural exchanges were taking place all across RedNote, known in China as Xiaohongshu. Its popularity was driven by American social media users casting about for an alternative to ByteDance's own TikTok days ahead of its looming ban.
I moved because I really believe the ban's happening, where a lot of people don't believe it is, and they're still over there. But I went to RedNote because one of my friends referred me to it, and I just think it's great.
And I'm pretty sure the American public is just like, I don't care anymore. I don't understand what's happening. I just want the dancing cats. I don't care who gives them to me.
Public sentiment seems divided on the potential TikTok ban. Some users would welcome a complete social media prohibition, arguing that platforms like TikTok have led to brain rot. Others still in disbelief about the potential ban and plan to continue their creative work on other platforms if necessary.
I've heard about RedNote, Neptune, Bluesky, things like that. I'm not fully sure yet. I'm not fully convinced that TikTok getting banned yet. It's like hard to believe almost, but if it does, like, all I can do is to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I'll hop on the other apps, of course. I will keep writing, keep singing.
RedNote maintains only one version of its app rather than splitting it into overseas and domestic apps, a rarity among Chinese social apps subject to domestic moderation rules. Still, the influx appeared to catch RedNote by surprise, with executives allegedly trying to find ways to moderate English language content and build English-Chinese translation tools.
And up next is the weather forecast. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or visit our YouTube channel, VTV4Go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at 3 p.m. local time.